p.m., February 6, 2018. May I please have a roll call?
Mayor Weissman.
Here.
Vice Mayor Shelley. Here. Commissioner Landman.
Here.
Commissioner Dr. Marks.
Here.
Commissioner Mizrahi.
Here.
Commissioner Narotsky.
Here.
Commissioner Weinberg.
Here.
Mrs. Grant.
Here.
Mr. Mandel.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you so much. Can we all please stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance? I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Can I please have a motion for the approval of the minutes of September 5th, 2017,
Motion.
made by Commissioner Narotsky, seconded by Vice Mayor Shelley? Can I please have a vote?
Yes. Marks.
Here. Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Mayor Weissman.
Yes.
The motion passes.
Thank you. We now move into item 4 on the local planning agency agenda. It's the public hearing, quasi-judicial item, motion recommending adoption. I'm going to ask our attorney to please read the procedures for the quasi-judicial hearing and to read the ordinance to be considered. The clerk will swear in those wishing to testify.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Please be advised that the following item on the agenda are quasi-judicial in nature. If you wish to object or comment upon any of this item, please inform the mayor when she requests public comments. An opportunity for persons to speak on this item will be made available after the applicant and staff have made their presentations on the particular item. All testimony, including public testimony and evidence, will be made under oath or affirmation. Additionally, each person who gives testimony may be subject to cross-examination. If you refuse either to be cross-examined or to be sworn, your testimony will be given its due weight. The general public will not be permitted to cross-examine witnesses, but the public may request the commission to ask questions of staff or witnesses on their behalf. Persons representing organizations must present evidence of their authority to speak for their organization. Further details of the quasi-judicial procedures may be obtained from the city clerk.
Thank you. And the ordinance?
Yes, Madam Mayor. An ordinance of the City of Aventura, Florida, amending the official zoning map of the City of Aventura by amending the zoning designation for a 2.0 acre parcel of land located on the north side of Northeast 213th Street with municipal address 3151 Northeast 213th Street, as more particularly described in Exhibit A to this ordinance, from MO Medical Office District to CF Community Facilities District, providing for severability, providing for inclusion in the code, providing for an effective date. Madam Mayor.
Thank you so much. May I ask for a motion recommending the adoption of this ordinance, made by Vice Mayor Shelley, seconded by Commissioner Mizrahi? I'm going to ask our Community Development Director, Joanne Carr, to please present the staff report.
Thank you, Mayor.
If you will be testifying on this item, I need you to stand, raise your right hand, and be sworn in at this time. If you're going to be providing comments on this item, I need you to stand and raise your right hand and be sworn in. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you.
I've been sworn in. I would like to enter the staff report into the record. Staff requests that the local planning agency recommend approval to the City Commission of an amendment to the official zoning map of the City of Aventura to change the zoning category on a 2.0 vacant parcel of land on the north side of Northeast 213th Street from MO Medical Office District to CF Community Facilities District. And I'll ask the gentleman to turn on the overhead so we can have a location plan.
We have it on the screens here.
There we go.
We must be having some little difficulty because it's on our screen.
I will continue. This parcel is on the north side of Northeast 213th Street. It is the 2-acre parcel that was recently purchased by the city for construction of the Aventura Charter High School. It's 2 acres immediately adjacent to the west of Waterways Park. If we get the map up, we'll show everybody. The recommended zoning change is to rezone to a zoning category that allows schools as a permitted use. And staff has analyzed the proposed amendment to the official zoning map using the standards in section 3177 of the City Code, and has found that the amendment does meet those standards and recommends approval. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
1 second. Joe, are we having a problem? Okay, all right. Then I'm going to ask if any member of the commission has any questions or comments. Seeing as there are none, I'm going to open this item for public comment and request members of the public to state their name and address for the record. I'm going to close this item for public comment as no one wished to address it, and I'm going to ask the clerk for a roll call vote.
Commissioner Landman,
Yes.
Commissioner Dr. Marks,
Yes.
Commissioner Mizrahi,
Yes.
Commissioner Narodsky,
Yes.
Commissioner Weinberg,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Shelley, Mayor Weissman.
Yes.
The motion passes.
Thank you so much. I'm now going to ask for a motion for adjournment of the local planning agency meeting. Can I have a motion made by Commissioner Dr. Linda Marks, a second by Commissioner Landman? I'm declaring this meeting to be adjourned. Now I'm opening the regularly scheduled commission meeting for February 6, 2018. I'm going to ask the clerk for roll call.
Mayor Weissman,
Here.
Vice Mayor Shelley, Commissioner Landman,
Here.
Commissioner Dr. Marks,
Here.
Commissioner Mizrahi,
Here.
Commissioner Narodsky,
Here.
Commissioner Weinberg,
Here.
Mrs. Grant,
Here.
Mr. Mandel.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you so much. As we just said the Pledge of Allegiance, we're going to waive saying the Pledge of Allegiance again. And I'm going to ask the city manager, do we have any requests for deletions or emergency additions?
We do not.
Thank you so much. The next item on the agenda is the Employee Service Awards.
And it is my pleasure to ask Mary Smith to join us to receive her 15-year service award from the City of Aventura. Congratulations.
And congratulations from all of us. We've changed the order of the meetings a little bit. We're going to have school reports, and based on a couple of commission meetings ago, there was a suggestion made by Ms. Koopman, and I'm so glad you're here today, to include a student from ACES and also giving us a school report, and we've included a student from Aventura Waterways. So from ACES, I'm going to request Carolina Wesley, an 8th grade National Junior Honor Society student, to provide the ACES update.
Good evening. My name is Carolina Wesley. Oh, thank you. Good evening. My name is Carolina Wesley, and I am a proud 8th grader at Aventura City of Excellence School. It is my 9th year attending this wonderful school, and it is my grand pleasure to announce what we are doing to make this community better. At ACES, we pride ourselves on giving back. Some of our recent events include this year's annual toy drive that happens every December, where we collected and donated over 600 toys for those less fortunate. We also raised $5,500 for Jump Rope for Heart, and our dance classes donated over 50 costumes through Big Sister Act. Additionally, the National Junior Honor Society students volunteered last month at the Lotus House, and coming up, we'll be hosting a week-long fundraiser for cystic fibrosis, or as we like to call CF Week. As a school community, we recently completed our annual Boosterthon fundraiser, which blends character, education, fitness, and fundraising. This 10-day fundraiser culminated with a fun glow run. Students at ACES recently had an amazing opportunity to immerse themselves in virtual and augmented reality. These experiences were hosted on campus by Google representatives and featured topics such as the solar system, art history, and human anatomy. We have several field trips planned for this month. Kindergarten through third grade students will experience an interactive opera called Little Red Riding Hood, and the middle school art and drama students will get a 3-day trip to see look behind the scenes at Disney World. Fourth graders will travel to the Everglades to learn more about our local ecology, and the sixth grade students will travel to Bone Valley for an overnight camping trip to where they can get the opportunity to go fossil hunting. Earlier today, our students had an opportunity to learn from over 50 guest speakers at Career Day. But that's not all. ACES teachers recently had a dynamic day of professional development at their first ever on-campus Spark conference. Staff members were able to select from 20 conference sessions and 10 EdCamp sessions, at which best practices were taught by ACES staff as well as industry experts. Athletically, the ACES JV and varsity boys basketball teams are having a great start to their season and are currently both undefeated. The girls' soccer team earned their first victory last week and are looking to gain momentum as they make a push for the playoffs. Go Eagles! As you can see, there's a lot of things going on and a lot more to come. Thank you for the opportunity to share a few recent highlights from ACES, where excellence is the expectation, not the exception. Have a great evening.
Thank you so much. Absolutely outstanding. Next, I'm going to request that Dylan Schaffman in 8th grade, he's class president of the 8th grade at Aventura Waterways, to please come up and present the report.
Good evening, council members. My name is Dylan Schaffman. I am the 8th grade class president of Aventura Waterways K-8 Center. Aventura Waterways is currently the largest K-8 center in Miami-Dade County, with over 2,180 students enrolled. Our school is unique in that it consists of 2 separate academies, locations with 3 miles apart. The Preparatory Academy houses all 8th grade students and 2 academies, STEAM and IFA, for students in 6th through 8th grade. Some of this year's past and future highlights include students are participating in real-world citizen science projects through the Fairchild Botanical Garden Challenge. For example, 6th grade is collecting data for NASA about the best vegetable crops to grow in the International Space Station. Our current 5th graders will attend a curriculum science fair where they will learn about the STEAM and IFA academies. 5th graders donated 57 pajamas to the Pajama Project for needy children in our community. 7th grade IFA and STEAM students recently returned from their field trip to San Francisco, where one of the highlights was a personalized workshop presented to students from executives from eBay. We have a championship Mali United Nations team with upcoming conferences at Florida International University in New York City, and we will be defending our championship at the district conference on March 3rd. 2 of our students recently won 1st and 2nd place in the region for the Stock Market Challenge by the Florida Council of Economic Education. Students from our academies are representing our school at the Miami Herald Spelling Bee. I am honored to represent our school at the council meeting, and I'm very excited to report all the wonderful things that happen at AWPA on a daily basis. Thank you.
I really want to thank both of our K-8 students tonight. so professional, absolutely outstanding. Your parents should be very proud of you. You're great representatives of your school, honestly. Now, for the first time, Nathaniel, you've got a hard act to follow. Nathaniel Manor, representing Michael Kropp, senior high.
Well, that was a treat. That was the first time I had anyone to follow, so that was great. So congratulations to you both and welcome. It's fun to have some additions to that. All right, so for those of you who don't know, my name is Nathaniel Manor. I am the student body president of Dr. Michael M. Kropp Senior High, and I am here to talk to you guys about Michael Kropp. Obviously, we like to say that we excel in the 4 A's, the arts, the activities, academics, and athletics. So I'll go down and just reference some of the recent latest and greatest achievements within those. So within the arts, we've had 12 chorus members earning superiors and advancing to states just within the last month. And as a school, we are a 2018 National Young Arts finalist, where thousands of schools from around the country enter and only a few hundred are chosen. And then in our activities, we have 16 students that just placed in our district FBLA competition and advanced to their state competition. Our Kropp speech and debate team placed yet again within the top 100 club, which is the top 20% of all teams within the nation. And we just came back from our 3rd time attending Harvard Model United Nations with some of the Waterways kids from the previous year, where we placed as an outstanding delegation out of over 4,000 international students that come in to participate in this event. And our Student Government Association is currently fundraising and spearheading a beautification campaign to change the look of Kropp a little bit, trying to establish a garden and murals across the entire hallways. That's to be completed alongside the completion of our new iPrep building. And then in our academics, we had our 15 Silver Knight nominees just finish their applications, as I'm sure some of the commission members are fully aware of. And we had our 2 Coca-Cola semifinalists out of 150,000 nationwide, and only 2 other schools in the state of Florida actually got 2 or more. So that's pretty impressive. We have our 5 national merit semifinalists, and we've already gotten some college acceptances to Ivy League schools, to Dartmouth, to Cornell, to Yale, and UPenn so far, as well as GW, Syracuse, and UM, and that's just the early action, early decision pool. We're waiting on the regulars. And then in athletics, we have our 5 athletes that are actually signing college scholarships tomorrow, 4 of which are in football, 1 of which is in soccer. And then overall, we're celebrating our 20th anniversary of the school. We opened in 1998, as Mayor Wiseman is fully aware of, and we are now in 2018 celebrating our 20th anniversary, so there's lots of activities and events to be planned over there, which are to be coming in the end of the year, but we just released our 20th anniversary issue of the Lightning Strike, which I brought you a copy for. And that is pretty much it for us, celebrating our 20th year, but thank you so much, and thank you guys for coming, and our new school reporters. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And just to let everyone know, Nathaniel is a Silver Knight nominee in the area of speech and debate for his high school. Okay, with that, I mean, outstanding things at all 3 schools, and it's a delight to me personally to hear such articulate young people. It's really impressive. Next is our consent agenda, and I'm going to ask any member of the commission if they'd like to remove an item from consent. Okay, then I need to ask for a motion of approval of the consent agenda made by Commissioner Weinberg. Second by Commissioner Landman. Can I ask for a roll call vote?
Commissioner Landman?
Yes.
Commissioner Dr. Marks?
Yes.
Commissioner Mizrahi?
Yes.
Commissioner Narotsky?
Yes.
Commissioner Weinberg?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Shelley? Mayor Weissman?
Yes,
Motion passes.
thank you. We're now on item 6, zoning hearings, quasi-judicial public hearings. I'm going to ask the city attorney to once again read the procedures for quasi-judicial hearing and to read the ordinance that is being considered.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The quasi-judicial procedures that were read into the record before are going to be incorporated into the record for the regular commission meeting. And the ordinance that is going to be read is as follows. An ordinance of the City of Aventura, Florida, amending the official zoning map of the City of Aventura by amending the zoning designation for a 2.0 acre parcel of land located on the north side of Northeast 213th Street with municipal address of 3151 Northeast 213th Street as more particularly described in Exhibit A to this ordinance, from MO Medical Office District to CF Community Facilities District, providing for severability, providing for inclusion in the code, providing for an effective date. Madam Mayor.
Thank you. I'm not sure if you were going to ask for the staff report, because I usually do, so.
The staff report is going to be incorporated from the LPA.
Exactly.
Okay, so for everybody here, because I know we're all alphabet soup, our first meeting was the local planning agency meeting, and everything that Ms. Carr said there will be entered into the record, because this is, again, about the high school. Okay? Can I please have the ordinance read? You read it?
Yes,
Okay.
Madam Mayor.
Then let me ask for a motion for approval. Made by Dr. Linda Marks, seconded by Commissioner Mizrahi. Let me ask if any member of the commission has a question or comment about the item. Okay, then I'm going to open it to public comment, and I'm going to request members of the public to state their name and address for the record. Seeing as there are none, I'm going to close the item for public comment, and I'll ask the clerk for a roll call vote.
Commissioner Landman?
Yes.
Commissioner Dr. Marks?
Yes.
Commissioner Mizrahi?
Yes.
Commissioner Narodsky?
Yes.
Commissioner Weinberg?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Shelley? Mayor Weissman?
Yes,
Motion passes on first reading.
we have a high school. Let me ask the attorney. The next ordinance is first reading, and I'm going to ask the attorney to read the ordinance.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. An ordinance of the City of Aventura, Florida, amending Chapter 2, Administration, at Article 2, Departments, at Section 2-61, created to add the Public Works and Transportation Department to the list of city departments, providing for severability, providing for an inclusion in the code, and providing for an effective date. Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Can I ask for a motion for approval of the ordinance? Made by Vice Mayor Shelley, seconded by Commissioner Landman. I'm going to ask the city manager to review this item.
Yes, Mayor and Commission, this is more of a cleanup item to acknowledge the Public Works Department, which was created last year. In the code, there's a list of departments, and again, it acknowledges them as one of the departments of the city.
Thank you. I'm going to open this item for public comment. Okay, seeing as there none, I'm going to close it for public comment, and I'm going to ask if any member of the commission has a comment or question. Okay, I'll ask the clerk for a roll call vote.
Commissioner Landman?
Yes.
Commissioner Dr. Marks?
Yes.
Commissioner Mizrahi?
Yes.
Commissioner Narodsky?
Yes.
Commissioner Weinberg?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Shelley?
Yes.
Mayor Weissman?
Yes,
Motion passes on first reading.
thank you. We have an ordinance on second reading, second public reading, and I'm going to ask the city attorney to read that ordinance.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. An ordinance of the City of Aventura, Florida, providing for the submission to the electors of a proposed amendment to City Charter Section 2.03, election and term of office, at paragraph C, limitations on lengths of service to enable a term-limited commissioner to run for the office of mayor, providing requisite ballot language for submission to the electorate, calling a special election on the proposed amendment to the city charter to be held on Tuesday, the 28th day of August 2018, in conjunction with the county-wide primary election being held on said date, providing notice for election, providing for election procedure, providing for inclusion in the charter, providing for severability, and providing for an effective date. Madam Mayor.
Thank you so much. I'm going to ask for a motion for approval of the ordinance.
Moved.
Moved by Commissioner Weinberg. Can I have a second, please? Seconded by Commissioner Landman. I'm going to open this item for public comment, and once again request that if any member of the public wishes to speak, that they state their name and address for the record. Okay, I'll close the item for public comment, and I'm going to ask any member of the commission if they have questions or comments. Vice Mayor Shelley.
Yeah, it's not a question. Maybe the city manager could just explain what the difference is between what we have now and what this would do, so that people would understand what this is.
Yes, I'd be happy to. What this provision will allow is for someone, after completing the term, 8 years as a city commissioner, would be able to run for the office of mayor without having to sit out for a 4-year period, as would currently be required in the city's charter.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone? Okay. I'm going to close this item and ask the clerk for a roll call vote.
Commissioner Landman?
Yes.
Commissioner Dr. Marks?
Yes.
Commissioner Mizrahi?
Yes.
Commissioner Narodsky?
Yes.
Commissioner Weinberg?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Shelley?
Yes.
Mayor Weissman?
Yes.
Motion passes on second and final reading.
Thank you. We're now, I think. Okay, we're on item B. I'm going to ask the city attorney to read that ordinance.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. An ordinance of the City of Aventura, Florida, authorizing the issuance of capital improvement bonds by the city in an amount not exceeding $7,100,000 for the purpose of financing a portion of the cost of constructing and equipping a charter high school within the city, and paying costs of issuance of the bonds, providing for a supplemental resolution setting forth the details of said bonds, accepting a proposal from Branch Banking and Trust Company to purchase the bonds, providing for severability, and providing for an effective date. Madam Mayor.
Thank you so much. Can I have a motion for the approval of this ordinance?
Motion.
Made by Commissioner Narodsky, seconded by Commissioner Mizrahi. I'm going to open this item for public comment, but prior to doing that, just so we know the scope, we approved a zoning change in the local planning agency that allowed us to approve the building of the high school, and this now approves the funding for the high school. So I'm going to open it to the public for comment. Seeing as there is none, I'm going to close it for public comment, and I'm going to ask if any member of the commission has a comment or question they wish to make.
I just wanted to point out that,
Commissioner Weinberg?
I'm sorry, soon we will have 4 very bright students giving reports up here at the beginning of our meetings.
Absolutely. August 2019. August 2019. It's probably one of the most exciting things we've done as a commission. I'm going to ask the clerk for a roll call vote.
Commissioner Landman?
Yes.
Commissioner Dr. Marks?
Yes.
Commissioner Mizrahi?
Yes.
Commissioner Narodsky?
Yes.
Commissioner Weinberg?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Shelley?
Yes.
Mayor Weissman?
Yes.
Motion passes on second and final reading.
Yes. Okay. Item number 9. I'm going to ask the city attorney to read the resolution.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. A resolution of the City of Aventura, Florida, authorizing the issuance of capital improvement bonds Series 2018 of the City of Aventura, Florida, in the aggregate principal amount of $7,100,000 for the purpose of financing a portion of the cost of constructing and equipping a charter high school within the city, and paying costs of issuance of the bonds, awarding the sale of the bonds to Branch Banking and Trust Company, providing for security for the bonds, designating the bonds as qualified tax-exempt obligations under Section 265B3B of the Internal Revenue Code of 1986, providing other provisions relating to the bonds, making certain covenants and agreements in connection therewith, providing for severability, and providing for an effective date. Madam Mayor.
Thank you so much. I'm going to ask the city manager to review this item.
Certainly, this is an accompanying item to the ordinance that you just passed. A resolution is required to provide the award to BB&T, as well as specify specifics of the loan, which is a 20-year loan at a 3.68% interest rate.
Thank you so much. I'm going to open this item for public comment. Is there anyone from the public that wishes to address this? Okay, I'm going to close it for public comment, and I'm going to ask if any member of the commission has any questions or comments. Vice Mayor Shelley.
Yeah, I just want to clarify that we presently have debt service on ACES, which should be going away. When does that end?
In 2020. So that debt will go away, and then we'll pick this up.
So we'll have 1 year of overlap?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Anyone else? Commissioner Dr. Linda Marks.
I just want to mention for the public that we dealt with this in great detail at a workshop meeting and analyzed all different ways to fund the school, and that this was recommended to be the best. And after careful analysis on the part of all of the commissioners, this was the decision.
Thank you. Anybody else? Okay, I'm going to ask the clerk.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
you need a motion first. There hasn't been a motion.
I
yet.
have a motion and second.
I don't have a motion on file.
All right, can I have a motion to approve it? Can I have a second? Second. Made by Commissioner Weinberg, seconded by Vice Mayor Shelley.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Okay, can I have a roll call vote?
Commissioner Landman?
Yes.
Commissioner Dr. Marks?
Yes.
Commissioner Mizrahi?
Yes.
Commissioner Narotsky?
Yes.
Commissioner Weinberg?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Shelley?
Yes.
Mayor Weissman?
Yes,
Motion passes.
thank you. All right, now we move on to reports. I'm wondering if the Community Services Committee has a report?
All right. Jonathan Evans for the Community Services Advisory Board. We've got several exciting items here, the first of which should get you fit enough and flexible enough to do the others. City of Aventura will offer complimentary yoga, that's free, at Founders Park every Friday starting at 9 a.m. for residents. Second item, trips and tours. Join our trips and tours on Wednesday, February the 21st to Bayside Marketplace in Miami for a guided, narrated boat tour of Biscayne Bay. You will see Star Island, South Beach, Millionaire Row, Flagler Monument, Fisher Island, Bayside, and the Miami skyline. See how the other half live. Contact the Community Recreation Center for more information on this. Next, we've got our familiar Go Green recognition program. Now, the City of Aventura and the Community Services Advisory Board invite residential and commercial property owners who have practiced environmental sustainability to be recognized with a 2018 Go Green Recognition Program Award. The Go Green Recognition Program is the city's initiative encouraging the community to make responsible decisions that reduce negative impacts on the environment, save energy, and lower operational costs. To be considered, applications must be completed by 5 p.m. on Friday, February the 23rd. Please visit thecityofaventura.com for more information. Now, I would like to make a plea to have more buildings that I know are doing Go Green activities to apply for this. We usually have the same buildings year in and year out and very few changes. It would be very nice to get a lot of the other buildings involved. We give out the awards on Arbor Day in April, and I would love to have a lot more buildings apply to this. It's not difficult to pass the test. Next, we've got Ride with Aventura Police bike event. We've had this before. It's the City of Aventura and the Aventura Police Department will be hosting a bike safety and ride event to promote safe cycling practices on Sunday, February the 25th at 9 a.m. at Founders Park. This was very well attended last time. We had a lot of people, hundreds of people were there, and they help you fit your helmets, etc., etc. And the bike ride starts at 10 a.m., where members of the Aventura Police Department will escort the community along a safe bike ride within Aventura. The cars must be off the road then. Yeah. Okay, and now next we've got movie night. Join your friends and neighbors for a family-friendly outdoor movie screening at the City of Aventura Movie Night, featuring Ferdinand is the movie, on Saturday, March the 3rd at Founders Park, located at 3105 Northeast 190th Street. The park will open at 6 p.m. and the movie will start at 7 p.m. Parking is available at the Aventura Government Center. Thank you very much.
Actually, Mr. Evans.
One second.
Yes.
One second. Vice Mayor Shelley?
I have
Yes.
a couple of comments. First of all, I'd like to offer my condolences on the loss of New England, because I do. Jonathan
I
Evans
wish
happens
you
to be a
hadn't brought
very
that
big
up,
fan
but
of New England.
That's why I'm wearing black.
You notice.
Yes.
And the other thing is, Mr. Evans was just named to Vice President of Williams Island, and I think we're all very proud. Not only are you advisory board, but you're now the Vice President.
Thank you. For my sins, yes, thank you.
And probably even more important, he's a new grandfather.
Yes, much more important.
Jonathan, I want to thank you, Daniel Nyam, and all the members of the Community Services Board. You really do so much for our city, and we really appreciate it. There's no other report that I'm aware of, so let me ask if any of the commissioners have a report. I think Commissioner Weinberg and I went to Tallahassee. Okay, so I will yield to Commissioner Weinberg.
Just briefly, I guess, a 2-minute synopsis, and I don't think I can compete with our students. But we went on Miami Day Days, which is an annual event where elected officials from each representative city in Dade County, I think that's 35 municipalities, I may be off by one, charter a plane and go to Tallahassee and try to do what we think we need to do, because we're kind of far away geographically and in other ways too, and we don't always get what we deserve. We put in a lot more than we get back, so we fight for what we think is ours. Specifically with Aventura, the mayor and I had the good fortune to meet with the director of the Florida Department of Transportation. So we met with the number one person and we gave him an earful regarding what some of you may have already be aware of. We have a little bit of a traffic situation in our city, very little of which we have any control over. So we specifically pointed out Miami Gardens intersection and the fact that with Brightline we're talking about possibly 32 more crossings where the traffic is going to stack up because the trains are going past the intersection, and we don't benefit directly from Brightline. We're like a flyover state, to use airline parlance. We are just between point A and point B. So we explain the need for smart people to figure out the problem. We express the critical need for the Ives Dairy flyover to be completed, and we told them that we don't just ask for handouts, we try to be proactive, and the fact of the matter is, if Tri-Rail Coastal Line uses those same tracks, which actually could benefit us, and they put a station at the tracks across from the mall, we already have the money in the bank. None of it is taxpayer dollars, but it's already sitting in escrow to fund a pedestrian flyover walkway from the train station directly to the mall. Maybe all those thousands of people who work at the mall, some of them can take the train to work and their cars won't even have to come into our city. But we're proactive, we're already ready with that. I think he was impressed with the fact that we're trying to find solutions. We explained the incredible ridership of our intra-city trolley and how we're gonna make use of that for our new high school also. So that was that. Then we met with the Speaker of the House, who is pushing an agenda that is very anti-municipality, very against home rule. They want all the power to be in Tallahassee, which for us is very, very bad. So we explained to him that not all cities are the same and not all cities are bad. And in fact, in our city, in the 22-year history of our community, we've never raised our tax rate. And it happens to be the lowest tax rate in Dade, Broward, or Palm Beach counties. And we have money in the bank. So not all cities are bad, and we fund things on our own when the county isn't doing them, like construction of a high school, for example. So I think he got the message. It's more of a long-term thing to just try to educate. We also spoke to a member of the House of Representatives who has been kind to us in the past in appropriating money so that we can at least get some of our tax dollars back to help us with our rainstorm situation, with our flooded streets, with the seawall that need to be replaced. And he, again, is willing to help us. Now, we've been funded the last 2 or 3 years we went up there. We were successful only to have the governor take out his red pencil and strike those items. So hopefully this time the governor won't, and that money will actually see its way down here. Again, not getting that money never stopped us from moving forward on those remediation efforts. We spent our own money on it. Hopefully this time we won't have to spend as much of our own money on it. And really anything we get is really just our own tax dollars coming back to us. So we fought the good fight, and please, if anything that I left out, aside from the fact that A is first, Aventura is first in the alphabet with Dade County, and our presence there or absence is noted by the other communities and by the League of Cities. And so I think we made a favorable impression on whoever we met.
Great job. I couldn't have said it better, so I won't. But Tallahassee is a very interesting place. And the very fact that we got a meeting with the Speaker of the House is almost incredible. And we invited him to Aventura to see the way a city should be run and to meet some of our residents of the city and our management team. He was very impressed. As we walked in the door, we were told we had 2 minutes, and he had another meeting. And when his assistant came back in, he said, no, go away. I want to hear about this. So again, we were encouraged to bring more members of the commission. They want to see strong representation. We pay a lot of money to the state and to the county, and we wind up, because we do it ourselves, and we think it's important to do it for the quality of life of our residents. But there's some part of me that also thinks that the state ought to come up and give their fair share to our tax-paying residents. It was a very positive meeting, and I hope that we're joined by more commissioners next year, and citizens. I mean, they need to hear. I'll give you one example of micromanagement that they want to put in at the state level, and I'll ask the city manager maybe to correct if I say it wrong. We instituted a bike sharing program, and you all know where our bike stations are, and it's really, I think the highest ridership was in the month of December, and January was outstanding. There's a company that I guess has lobbied very significantly because it's on the legislative agenda to have a bike share program that has no station. So let me ask the city manager.
You know, as part of the legislature's continuing, we call it assault on home rule, one is to preempt cities from the ability to regulate a lot of things. One of them is dockless bike stations, and basically it would say that cities no longer have the ability to regulate bike share programs in any way, which would mean any company could just set up shop, put their bikes all over town, and we'd have no ability to regulate the safety of those, the placement of those, or any of those things. And that's, as the mayor said, one example of the assault on home rule that we're seeing in the legislature this year and in previous years.
That's a minor one, but please, I know we've got activists here. Please go on the website from the state of Florida, look under House bill, Senate bill, see what's going on. It has a direct impact on us. And I also, because I have my young lady from ACES nodding her head, it is a great civics project, government project to start learning about this. It really does impact us. Thank you so much. Commissioner Lamon.
I just want to thank the mayor and Commissioner Weinberg for representing us, the whole commission in Tallahassee. I got to go last year. I wasn't able to make it this year, but thank you for representing us and for really letting our voices be heard. And on a separate note, for those of you who may not know, who were not at our last workshop, the City of Aventura has gotten a brand new look on its website. So I encourage you to go online to check it out. It's mobile friendly. You could do it from your cell phone, from your mobile device, and it looks great. It's very user friendly. So, we hope it'll be even easier to navigate. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, public hearing. Is there anyone from the community that has anything that they want us to hear? Robert?
Thank you, Commissioner and Mayor of Aventura. I just want to make one comment. When we budget for the new high school, I would like to make sure we tap every federal resource before we spend advent money. In other words, I know that there are certain events which we can apply for from the feds instead of spending our taxpayers' money. Thank you.
Robert, thank you.
As a side note, I look forward to meeting with Mr. Grant and Mr. Kagor tomorrow. And I'm a little nervous. She may give me my walking paper.
Robert, thank you so much. Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, let me ask for a motion to adjourn. Made by Commissioner Narotsky.
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Lamman. This meeting is officially adjourned.